Hey folks, Neil Beasley here. District play ends this week. Let's get you warmed up for all the great action. The boys' postseason starts next week. Let's take a look at some Houston teams to watch in the lineup. In 6A, Shadow Creek is a huge favorite to make it to San Antonio. The Sharks have 3 big scores. When it comes to postseason, having several options to get points is a huge advantage. Bryce Jackson is the inside force for Shadow Creek. He's a University of Houston commit who can absorb the playoff physicality and still finish at the rim. But it's the outside shooting that could get the Sharks through the 6-game tournament to state. Michael Collins is a volume scorer and is the flash of the team, while Aiden Law is just a steady sharpshooter from behind the arc. Katy ISD will be a tough out in the postseason, especially with Jordan and Seven Lakes. The Spartans of Seven Lakes are on a roll, 16 straight wins, led by experienced players Isaiah Santos and Tillman Jaramillo. Last year, the Spartans went 4 rounds deep and won 36 games. This year, they've won 30 games, and if they win 36 again, well, they'll have won a state championship. Jordan has been just as good, 29-3, and the winners of 19-6A with their only district loss coming to Seven Lakes. Jaden Holt is the Warriors' go-to guy as this young program is looking to get to state early in their existence. A couple of teams to look out for in 23-6A, Atascocita and CE King. Atascocita has the history. Always a deep playoff run is expected out of David Martinez's squad, and this year they look to Jalen Fenner to lead the way. CE King played Atascocita tight last week, only losing by a point, but the Panthers are a team no one wants to see. Christian Thomas is a do-everything forward for Damian Mobley's team, and he's a player who must be double-teamed. Other 6A teams to look out for, how about Grand Oaks, Cy Creek, and Clear Springs? In 5A, Fort Bend Marshall has been destroying their competition, hasn't even been close, 15 straight wins. And in district play, no one has come within 15 points of the Buffs. This could be Ronnie Courtney's year to lead Marshall to the Alamo Dome. In 4A, Stafford hasn't lost a game, not one, and they were a state semifinalist a year ago. The whole state is on notice for the Trojans as they're led by Skylar Holt. HISD has some teams to watch out for too in Washington, Yates, and Wheatley. And then, of course, 3A will be led by back-to-back defending state champs of Hitchcock, who feature Eliza Sherwood. It should be quite the playoff season in the greater Houston area.
The warm-up is brought to you by the Houston area Chevy dealers. Come in and test the all-new Silverado today. And by DQ for treats and eats before and after the game. Also by Parker University. Check out our bachelor's degree in strength and human performance today.
We caught up to a big-time athlete from the Houston area in this week's Recruiting Trail.
My name's Ayla McDowell, and I'm a guard. Definitely the surroundings, like who you surround yourself with, teammates, coaches, staff, like everybody on the staff. If you're not surrounded by good people, you're not going to be happy. So wherever I go, I just got to make sure I'm happy. Just make sure that I'm there, like, for a reason, like, you know, to play to my ability, and also develop my game for the WNBA, overseas, any of that. But just going in and just developing what I normally do right now. On the court, I'm very, you know, different than off the court. I'm very, you know, on the court aggressive, you know, kind of not mean, I'd say, but just I'm aggressive, you know, towards everybody. And off the court, I'm very to myself, or like I'm just around my coaches or my teammates here at school and things like that. But I'm just very quiet off the court. Totally different person. I prioritize my time off the court as well. You know, I like building a lot of things. You know, I like taking pictures. I like, you know, just going out to eat and certain things like that. But if you need somebody to build your dresser, call me. I'm like Bob the Builder around here. Oh, definitely win state. Yeah, definitely winning state for sure. I want to leave a huge legacy. I want to leave, I want banners in the gym, with my name on it. Hopefully, and I also want that state championship trophy here at Cy Springs.
The warm-up is brought to you by the Houston area Chevy dealers. Come in and test drive the all-new Silverado today. And by Randall's, fresh foods, local flavors. Also by the UPS store. Be unstoppable.
Our Ward Fasold caught up to Atascocita head coach David Martinez to talk about his Eagles and their upcoming playoff run in the Hype.
All right, welcome to the Hype. We got my man David Martinez, head coach over at Atascocita, and coach, once again, a team you have on the court that's just tearing it up out there. 4 losses on the season. As usual, you put together a heck of a non-district schedule, which really, you jumped right out the gates against some of the state's best. Did you learn something about your team in the non-district that's kind of got you as a top 10 team again in 6A?
Man, boy, did we. Now, first off, we set the schedule, and 2 games in, and our best player goes down with a dislocated finger. So, we lost him for about 10 games, and we had to make some, and it was during a tournament, so it was the first game of the Texas Invitational. And we're playing Lake Travis, and he goes down with a dislocated finger. Same exact injury, different finger. It happened the previous year. The one last year was a little bit worse. They kept him out about 2 months. And when we got him back, it just kind of really took him a while. But this one wasn't as bad. It was a different finger. Nevertheless, we were without him to start the year. And here we are going into this, this gauntlet of preseason games. But what I learned about our team is that the guys kind of came together. Guys we thought were going to be just strictly role players for us. We had to put them in the starting lineup. We went through we had another kid that was going to be a role player. He broke his hand the day before the first game. So we didn't have him, and he was going to play some key minutes for us. And then we had some, everybody goes through the flu bug and all that stuff, right? So there for the first month and a half of the season, like we literally had freshmen and JV guys up combined with what we had left. There were a lot of games. We just had 7 or 8 guys suited up. But what it did is it got them a lot of experience. And, we took a couple on the chin. We were competitive in those games. And we just couldn't put together a full game. And so that's where our losses came from. And then recently, once we got back from the break, we started to get healthy, and we started to find a little rhythm. And so it's kind of where we're at right now. So I'm pleased with the guys. I'm pleased with the group and where we're at. But early on, we did face some adversity with the injuries and the sicknesses and guys being out and having to bring guys up from JV and just trying to plug some holes along the way. But the way we play and our system never changed. So our kids are used to that. It's just kind of next man up mentality.
You mentioned you guys found your rhythm. You certainly found your rhythm in district play. You gone through undefeated. A real nice one was C.E. King that you ended up edging out last Friday. Talk about how you guys are playing going into the playoffs, and maybe compare your team to some of your other teams that you've taken to state. Do you like it a little better? Or is it different? Talk to me about that.
Man, we've had some good teams at Atascocita, and each of them were different. This one here is different, and it's special and unique in its own way. I really like not that the other ones weren't, because this is kind of something we hang our head on, just being a team and playing the right way and sharing the ball. This team really embodies that. And it's probably more player-led than any other team I've had before. It's got a defined leader, and it's got followers that get in line, and it just works. It works for this group. And so I don't know, that they're kind of hard to say where they're going to end up until it's all over, but they're right there with some of the better groups we've had. We us coaches in the office, we compare them to a couple of the other good groups we had, and this one's different. This group is different. They are playing well together. They like being around each other, and not that the other ones didn't, because they all enjoyed that as well. But there's just something different about this team, and I just hope we keep it going.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. I know one team people that need to watch is those Atascocita Eagles, and we'll be watching them too, Coach. I appreciate you joining me, man, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Hey, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining us. We previewed the boys' season today, but the girls are well into their playoffs. Plenty of good games to catch throughout the greater Houston area. Go find a good one if you can.